Alright guys, it's been a while since I last posted. I think it was for YCS Houston, which was in May. Kind of took a little break after May. Went to Kinder Regional New Orleans with new Malice deck. Didn't have much practice, didn't do too well. And I decided to take a break. I didn't really start playing until August 2nd weekend when this new set came out. So I'm back here today talking about my results from 3 weeks of training. And what I learned on the session, I attended Houston Regionals, so this was for the JUSHU format. Have a cat, get away. But anyways, I played a Vanquish Soul K9. I practiced this deck, a little bit about the statistics of how long I practiced. So I wanted to realistically get like about 150 hours. And then looking back and doing the math, it's like, yeah, that's not really possible. So I ended up getting about 45 hours of actual gameplay. And I didn't count the time of theorying, so you know the times you're watching YouTube videos, on your way to work, on the toilet, things like that, talking to your friends in Discord. So without further ado, I'll kind of show y'all what I did and what I cooked up. Let's do it this way. So I'm gonna do this deck profile a little bit different. I'm gonna do it by attribute because Vanquish Soul is an attribute deck. So 3 Ash Blossom, very good card, especially in Vanquish Soul, is mandatory. 3 Jiaolong, it's another fire card. This one is arguably, could be mandatory, could be not. I didn't have any other fire cards, and right now I'm at a 9 fire count, and I think I needed it. And the best card in the deck, it's why you play the deck, it's a Vanquish Soul Razin. So my theory behind the deck was getting this to resolve and playing Vanquish Soul. Not so much the K9. K9 is more of a supplementary engine. So that kind of does it with the fire cards. So I have 9 right here. Next, we can talk about the Earth attributes. So Caesar Valius, of course, second best card in the deck. Holly Seal allows you to play on your opponent's turn. It's an Earth. So these are 4 Vanquish Soul Earths, and the rest of the 4 Earths in my deck are the Azuna package, which is 3 Azunas and 1 Lupus. So if you count this as 8, so I'm at 9 and 8 for my attributes here. We're going into Dark. So I have played 1 Jokel to kind of line out the rest of the Zuna package. I chose to go a very small package because in practice I realized that the deck bricked a lot, and it was because I would draw Jokels that weren't live, Lanterns, the quick place card. So I got some inspiration about probably a week and a half into the JUSHU format where people were starting to play Extravagant, and I was like, it's probably a good idea. So I ended up testing it the last week up before regionals, and it was the deck I chose. Especially for my playstyle, more so mid-range, and you know, playing through interruptions, you can't really set up a full combo board, so why even play them? The cards end up being dead. So the 1 Jokel, heavy Boiga, only 1. You can argue play 2. I was happy with 1. I didn't miss more. 3 Vanquish Soul Dr. Madlove, and here it's kind of like the hand trap lineup that allows you. You're allowed to play this because you have more room, right? You're not playing all those K9 bricks. So I play 1 Phantasme for the yummy matchup, 1 Magnamut, general good card in general, probably shouldn't exist in the meta. 2 DD Crows, another decent dark attribute, especially into the Zuna package to hit Lupus. And D Shifter, which is a card I didn't see all tournament. I wish I did. It would give me a free win, but I did not, and it's okay. It's a 1, right? The chance of drawing that is maybe like 10%, 11%. So if you count that, that is 9 attributes of Dark. Or actually, it's 10. Next to line out the rest of my deck, non-attribute cards, 3 Fuals and 1 Nibiru. I played the 1 Nibiru because I was playing, the theory was, it's a bad attribute for my deck, but I kind of wanted the defense. You know, this deck is very low defensive options. I think the play is like 12 hand traps plus the Zuna package. And the Zuna package isn't always live, especially when you're playing Yummy, which is why the matchup is hard. So playing these with the Phantasme allows me to hopefully draw this when I need to see it. You can count this as the last fire card, and of course the 2 Vanquish Soul cards that allow you to extend and play with a mid-range board. So these 2 cards allow you to kind of play under Perulia and under Fua, just depending on what they hit you with. For example, if they hit you with Perulia, you can use Stake Your Soul, hopefully, and get Holly Sue. If if you have the attribute special summon from your deck, and then you have this setup and this, and the same goes for Fua. You don't have to make rock all the time. I'll leave the cat in here because he's kind of cool. 3, stake your soul, you want to play the game. And of course, very powerful card, Pot of Greed, right? Actually, I played a game where I banished all 3 Rock the Vanquishers, and I never really missed it. I never got in a situation where I banished something in my extra deck and I was like, hey, I should have not played extra, right? When I seen this in my hand, main phase 1 was the first thing I did always. We'll go to the extra deck. So, of course, the 3 Rock the Vanquisher. I like to play 2 Ripper, 2 Valen, in case, because sometimes I wanted the versatility. I felt like if I played 3 Ripper and then only 1 Valen, if I extra away the Valen, I wouldn't have that versatility in case I really needed it. You can go either or in this build, in my opinion. Next, I'll go with the Nash package, Nash, Honor Arc, and C101 Honor Dark. This is a very good card. It's unfortunate that you're playing extra because sometimes you want 2 of these, but the problem is if you banish these, this card is useless. So that's why I only limited it to the 1 and the 2 number cards. Of course, Rocks, this is a very good card. It won me a few matches against Mitsu, player that had really good player, but this allows you to make him on top of a Holisu or Caesar for a pop, and then you can make SP and get another banish, so you can get rid of 2 problem cards or more. We just mentioned SP. I made this card once and I lost. You don't need this card. It's probably getting banned, which is kind of good. I like when stuff gets banned. It actually frees up extra deck space for me, so I don't mind that. And then these cards are also mandatory, Typhon and the Zeus. You know, everybody knows the play where it's your opponent's turn. You can set up like if you draw Lupus to brick and they use a hand trap or something on their turn against you, you can make the Lupus, make Typhon, and they can't really do anything. When it comes back to your turn, you go to battle, and then you just make a Zeus and wipe their board. Next, we can go with a side deck. Important thing when you're playing competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! I think side deck is one of the most important things. Anybody can sit here and do a full combo without interruptions, but when you're facing against an opponent such as a Yummy deck has a really good matchup against this deck because they don't activate monster effects in their hand a lot sometimes. So my side deck was built around that matchup, so I played a lot of Yummy, and I didn't play much of anything else. If I had a chance to go back in time, that'd be a better opportunity to utilize my time, how to side deck for different matchups and whatnot. So as we talked about earlier, you can when we talk about the attributes, this deck is a little bit different to side because you have to be cognizant about your attributes. You can't just side out, you know, your DD Crows and Magnamuts against the, like for example, Malice and you know, because then you're out 3 dark attributes sometimes. So you have to be really cognizant about what you do. So of course the 3 Perulias, I have this for the mirror matchup. I didn't have too much mirror matchup practice, but this is a really good card. My cat's here. Another dark for the Yummy matchup are Malice. One thing you're gonna notice is I did not play Lancia, and I circumvented that, not having that, by playing things like more Phantasmes. Double Fenrir because it's Earth attribute, and double Pankratops because it's also Earth attribute. So my theory behind the Yummy matchup is just straight up take out all the Canine cards. The Jokul, the 3 Earth Azunas, and the Lupus, and you know, circumvent that lack of Earth attribute with these, or the Ghost Spells, right? Also an Earth attribute. Pretty okay against Yummy. These are good against Dracotail, but Dracotail is a very easy matchup. So I played a couple Dracotail players. I defeated both of them. Shout out to my opponent, Nelson Cotiza. He makes YouTube videos too. Really nice guy. We had a good game. And, you know, he got his invite, so congrats to him. And my going first cards were the Thrust package with the Black Goat's Laugh, Called By, and Talents. Called By, I don't want to get hit by mulch armies. Black Goats is to auto win against Snatchy, Yummy Snatchy, Call Arthalion, Dracotail Arthalion, you know, things like that. And then of course Talents is just Talents. So I went into that match, or into that tournament with, I feel like I didn't do enough practice. I had probably, out of the 44 hours of gameplay, I probably had about 80% of that being Yummy matchup. I did not practice much Draco Tail matchups other than myself playing the deck on Dueling Book because I didn't really have an opponent. The mirror matchup was very limited experience as well. So in terms of my opponents, I played 2 Yummy players, 2 K9 Crystron players, 2 Vanquish Soul K9 players, which is, of course, the mirror matchup, and a pure Mitsu deck. I forgot the last matchup, but actually, my last matchup was going to be Malice, but something unfortunate happened to me. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that and going into like a big tournament. So everyone plays Yu-Gi-Oh for the fun of the game, apparently, but some people take it a little bit far, and it's a really competitive game. And when you get into that competition, it's not just about what deck you play, because you can all play the same deck if you study the same amount, you practice the same amount. Sometimes there's mental games that go on, and that's some tips going forward in the future. I lost to a mirror matchup against a guy that I'll be honest, he kind of intimidated me, just his personality, and you can tell he really loved Yu-Gi-Oh, and it's probably like maybe he didn't have much going for him in the rest of his life, but hyper competitive, and he kind of defeated me in the mirror matchup. And I was angry because tilted, I would say. I wasn't smashing tables or anything like that. I was just a little tilted because I didn't know the matchup well enough. So I ended up losing to him in a blowout, in my opinion. I feel like I could have won if I knew a few of the secret texts. But after that, I was frustrated. I ended up leaving my deck. This is my deck box somewhere on the table. And someone snatched it up and they didn't turn it into the lost and found. So that's goodbye to my my first regional placing event or national invite. Fortunately, someone found the deck, but it was too late. If you lose your deck and someone finds it, I think the best thing to do is just turn it into a lost and found. Had it been at the lost and found, I would have been able to play instantly, but that didn't end up happening. So a little sad about that. You prepare 3 weeks for an event. It's a lot of time. I ended up going there with just my brother. I didn't have any friends there to support me, so I was there in just competitive mode, and for it to just end like that kind of stinks. But the lesson learned there is to kind of control the emotions, right? Especially in like a competitive environment, right? If you're calm and your emotions are in check, I think it'll help out. There's things you can do to mitigate that. Drink your water, eat lunch. I didn't have lunch that day, and also was lack of sleep and low caffeine, probably all that stuff, like being hangry maybe, kind of, amplified the pressure I was feeling. So I ended up losing that game, but going forward in the future, I'm going to try to control my emotions and not get tilted, because I knew going into if I was to play that last matchup against Malice, my last opponent, I would probably destroy him, because I know the matchup pretty well. I used to be a Malice player, and Vanquish Soul K9 has a pretty good matchup. That's why I don't even need the Lancias. So, but I made a mistake, uncharacteristic mistake with myself, forgetting a deck box on the ground due to being tilted, which is all my fault, like I said, the emotions. But going forward, we're going to do better, and hopefully top. I think I'm still motivated to play Yu-Gi-Oh right now. I don't know how much time I'm going to put into it or what event I'm going into next, but I learned a lot going through this training arc here. Shout out to my testing partner, Josh, BBYGO. I probably played like all of it with him. 97% of my practice was with him, apart from going to locals, but I see him at locals all the time, of course. He would pretty much destroy me all the time. It's unfortunately he couldn't be there, but he would defeat me a lot with Yummy matchup. But we did a lot of deck theorying, learning, and everything, and we ended up on this deck. I took his advice because I think his advice is very valid. He has a new, fresh set of ideas and mindset in terms of like 2025 Yu-Gi-Oh! So one of the best players out there. Couldn't have done it without him. Shout out to my brother for taking a trip with me, of course. Also shout out to my host that allowed me to stay in Houston, Ariel, Brandon. It's always good to be in Houston. It just feel like I always have a short amount of time, so I'll be going there. And yeah, shout out to anybody else that helped me, people in my Discord that helped me, people that supported me while I might be being at the event, my friends, people I work with, you know. I have people that don't even know about the game that support me, because I tell them about it because I'm really passionate about the game, but I gotta rein in the emotions, right? You know, Yu-Gi-Oh is just like, it reminds me of like school. You can have the deck and stuff, but if you don't know the matchups and the intricacies and the things that make your deck really efficient and make your opponent's deck inefficient in the matchups, then you are probably not going to have an edge, right? You can't always rely on variance and blame variance, which is the luck of a draw, to be the reason why you lose, right? So anyways, guys, that's really it. Hopefully I'll make more videos or something. It's really hard. I've just been really busy. But, you know, this is a really new and fresh format, and hope going forward I can make cool content or maybe feature some people that work really hard as well. Thinking who else I need to shout out. Shout out to myself for believing in me. I have a hard time with that, but yeah, see you guys.